Hello and welcome to Friday Night Football here on PlayOnSports.com. This is the PlayOnSports.com pregame show. We are live from Jack O'Brien Stadium in Windsor, Connecticut, on the campus of Windsor High School. And tonight we've got a couple of undefeated Class L powerhouses. Windsor High School coming in at 5-0 on the season, taking on the Farmington Indians. They come in at 6-0. Broadcast partner tonight is John Versteeg. And, John, this matchup on paper, obviously, you've got two undefeated teams. You look at the numbers, the amount of points they're outscoring their opponents by, they're crushing their opponents. Something has to give here tonight.
Yeah, two of the top 5 teams in the Class L doing battle here at Windsor High School tonight. Just in doing the addition, Glenn, Windsor has the edge in terms of margin of victory. Just under 150 points, 149 in total in terms of their games this season. Farmington, not too shabby, 119 points. As Chris Maycole, the head coach of Farmington, has said, Windsor's has done a great job at putting their opponents away. That's something we've got to do a better job of here tonight.
Well, for Windsor, they are really run offensively by their senior quarterback, Quinn Fleeting. He has come in and has thrown over 1,000 yards. Passing on the season. He's thrown 13 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions, but he's not just about throwing the football. He can also run the football as well, carried it 46 times for over 400 yards, so he is a weapon.
And they've really done a great job in terms of spreading out his weapons all over the field. 7 players in total combining for their 13 receiving touchdowns. Glenn, really the thing that stood out to me, no player on this Windsor team has more than 3 touchdowns individually. That means they do a great job at spreading out the ball, getting the guys the right looks, and also speaks to the decision-making process of Quinn Fleeting. Well,
if we look at the Farmington Indians, their quarterback, Kenny Jones, he's a junior, and really it's a two-headed monster on offense with Jones at quarterback and Ivan Guadalupe, the running back. Those two, the tandem there, obviously Jones is going to throw the football as the quarterback, but he's also going to carry it himself. He has carried it over 40 times on the season, over 500 yards. He has thrown over 500 yards as well, but Guadalupe has rushed for over 650.
Yeah, Guadalupe really leads the way in terms of number of touchdowns. He's got 8 by himself. Farmington as a team, Glenn, 21 rushing touchdowns to just the 8 receiving, and Jones almost as many rushing touchdowns as he has throwing touchdowns.
All right, that's all the time we have for you tonight on the PlayOnSports.com pregame show. This is Friday Night High School football. We'll take a break, come back, and get ready to start this one off from Windsor High School in Windsor, Connecticut after this on PlayOnSports.com. And welcome back to Jack O'Brien Stadium here in Windsor, Connecticut. Glenn Conticello, John Versteeg. Thanks for tuning in here on PlayOnSports.com. Friday night high school football game of the week, and this one's a beauty. I know, John, you had a great game last week with Glastonbury and Southington. Another great matchup here tonight. A few undefeated still remaining here in the state of Connecticut, but these two here will battle, and something, as I said in the pregame, something has to give here in regards to who's going to remain unbeaten. And I got to believe the team that makes the least amount of mistakes here tonight, I think, should come out on top.
Could be the team that scores last, too, depending upon
that's right.
what sort of game we've had. I mean, you know, you look at what Windsor did. They went into their game against Middletown last week, 1-2 in the CCC in terms of least amount of points given up. They get a 40-35 game. Kind of funny the way that game brought out a lot of, you know, what Windsor can do. But, yeah, you find out what sort of defense your squad is made of when you've got a team like Farmington that can really put up the points. Obviously, the same goes for the other side of the ball as well. I think really what you talked about with the least amount of mistakes, if that does come into play, it'll probably be in the defense.
All right, Windsor has won the opening toss, and they have elected to receive, so they'll have the football first once this game gets underway. Both these teams coming off victories, obviously, coming in undefeated. Last week, Farmington defeated Bristol Eastern 42-3, while a week ago, Windsor, in a high-scoring, tight battle with Middletown, defeated Middletown by a score of 40-35. Our officials tonight, the referee is Terry Mock. The umpire is Brian Roth. The lines judge is John Antonelli. Steve Wood is the lines judge. The back judge is Jim Martin. And the clock operator up here in the press box is Wayne Tracy. Beautiful night for football. They are calling for some very unpleasant weather here in the Northeast in about 48 hours, but boy, you wouldn't know it tonight. It is a gorgeous night to really do anything, specifically to play high school football.
Yeah, a lot of guys in the short sleeves. Temperatures in the high 60s. As we approach kickoff, you couldn't ask for much better weather here in late October in Connecticut.
Underway from Jack O'Brien Stadium.
And the kickoff is a short one, initially gathered in by Doyle Scott, one of the upmen. I'm not sure if he was able to fall back on top of it, and they say he did. So Windsor is able to keep possession. A strange opening kickoff. It only went about 20 yards up in the air, John, and some of the players had to be aware of that short kick.
Doyle was at the 45-yard line, had his hands up like he was ready to block, had to pop that head up to see where the ball was, and looked a little uncomfortable waiting for the ball to come down and go into his shoulders.
All right, from the 33-yard line, 1st and 10, and on the initial snap, man in motion right, and the handoff goes to Raheem Moore. He goes over right end, picks up good yardage. 11 yards on the opening carry, and it's a first down on the first play from scrimmage.
Simple sweep for Moore, and sometimes you get that gap that opens up a little bit wide, was able to break off tackle and get what should have been a couple of yards, extend to about 10 to 15 up towards midfield.
And we had a flag on the play as well. And the penalty went against Farmington, so they tacked on 5 yards. So it's first down from midfield, and the handoff goes right up the middle to Devontae Dillon. Devontae Dillon came in, has rushed over 260 yards on the season out of the fullback position. He picked up a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 coming up.
Yeah, nice job by Dillon. The power run straight up the gut, and we see that so often in high school. A key to get some more yards, just kind of go on the back of one of your really big yard carriers.
Freighting this time, handing to Dillon, going over left end, trying to turn the corner, and he can't. 79, Joe Fillion, the defensive end, the senior, leads Farmington in sacks with 4.5 on the season, able to stop Dillion, and it'll be 3rd and 9.
As great a play as the last one was, straight up the middle, that one very much read by the Farmington defense for no gain.
From the 49, Fleeting dropping back to pass, plenty of time. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. He'll run up the middle of the field and close to the first down marker. He gets hit hard to the turf. Big hit by Mitch Berlandi, the middle linebacker, very close to the first down marker, and they are going to give him the first down, but that was a big hit.
And that last tackler was the one that brought him down. Fleeting had an open lane to the end zone if he could just get through that last tackler.
From the 36, the handoff is to Dillion right up the middle. He breaks a couple of tacklers, still on his feet, gets a block, goes down the sidelines, and he is run out of bounds inside the 10-yard line at around the 7. I guess he stepped out of bounds, John, but a big run.
And simple misdirection, too. He was reading where the defense was coming more towards the middle of the field and then cut left to go down the sideline. Again, one tackler away from scoring that touchdown.
They're going to mark it on the, looks like the 8-yard line. 1st and goal from the 8. Man in motion right. The handoff goes to that man in motion. That's Dillion going over right tackle, and he's down close to the goal line. Did he get in? No, he's short by a yard. It will be 2nd and goal.
Yeah, had the legs tripped up right before the goal line, and just as he fell down, the ball fell literally inches short of the plane.
2nd and goal. And again, the handoff to Dillion, again over right tackle, and he is in for the touchdown.
Simple off-tackle run. Those so important, so easy to get those required inches when you're in short yardage scenarios in the red zone. Nice job by Windsor to get the early score after a couple of nice runs here on the opening drive.
Chris Trayor now will come on to try the point after. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 9:42 remaining in this first quarter, Windsor has gotten on the board first. They lead it 7-0.
Yeah, how about the incredible runs off tackle, especially for Dillon. And again, when they were on 3rd and 10 at about the 35-yard line, the quarterback keeper for 15 had really set up the offense to kind of get that second life instead of going 3 and out, and get that second life into the end zone.
Well, they won the opening toss, and a lot of times teams will defer to second half just to try and get the ball, obviously, in the second half and strategize your first half that way, but that's not what Windsor wanted. They wanted the football, and they wanted to get into the end zone and get 7 points, and that's what they did.
Yeah, better than 200 yards per game, so very evident here in the opening seconds and opening minutes how this team was able to rack up so much yardage and so many points. Now we get our first look at Farmington and see if they can match this score here on their opening drive.
Trayor will kick it off. It's a low-line drive taken by one of the up men. That's Colin Gratton, number 39. And around the 35 or 25-yard line, I should say. And Farmington will have the football first for them here in this first quarter, and they trail it 7-0.
Yeah, you think about the difference with the two kickoffs and the return man. Gratton seemed to be a little bit more prepared to receive the ball as the up man for Farmington on their opening return.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 27. For the Indians, Kenny Jones, the junior, will quarterback the offense. And on the snap, he handed to Guadalupe, and he gets nothing. In fact, he might have lost a yard.
And that big line for Windsor, able to key in right on Guadalupe, who tried to roll off the right tackle for the positive yardage on his first carry of the game. And so often here at the high school rinks in Connecticut, we see that initial try off tackle has a tendency to be stopped for a little bit of a loss.
Again, out of the shotgun, rolling right is Jones, looking to throw. He's got a man, but the pass is overthrown and incomplete. His intended receiver was Colin Gratton. He was open, just a bad pass.
Yeah, I had to reach out over the shoulder to try and corral that one in, and probably took the eyes off of it to see where the Windsor defenders were around him. Typically, you like to see that one just tucked over the shoulder, a little bit too much zing on that football from the QB.
It'll be 3rd and 11 now for the Farmington Indians, trailing at 7-0. 8:55 remaining first quarter. Again, Jones looking to throw. He's under heavy rush, and he is dropped for a big loss.
Looks like number 55, Gerald Cole Hornsby on the sack there for the Warriors. Making a full.
Yeah, a huge sack
long way to
for
go.
McCoy. 6 feet 1 inches tall, Glenn, 237 pounds. You're going to feel that hit.
Yes, indeed. 4th and long coming up, and obviously Farmington will have to punt it away. So they went the wrong direction on their first possession, John.
Yep, and great field position coming up for Windsor, back deep to receive. About midfield is Moore, so he's got a chance to really set up Windsor for a chance to get that next score.
Bad snap over the head of Guadalupe. He picks it up. Can he get a kickoff? He does. And he gets a decent bounce as the football should come to a rest inside the 40. But that's amazing, John, that he was able to even get a kickoff with that snap going over his head.
Yeah, what was it? About a half a yard away from going out of the end zone for the safety. Guadalupe with a man breathing down his neck, picked up the football, turned around and unleashed the kick. And still not bad considering where he was as Windsor starts around the 40 on their first possession of the next drive.
And the handoff right up the middle. That looks to be number 27. That's Jaylene Berry, a junior fullback. Picked up 10 on the first down carry.
First down, Windsor. So make that a second down after that first down play.
And again, the handoff going to Berry, stutter stepping his way across the line of scrimmage, able to fall forward. Might have picked up a yard or two. It'll be second down.
A little bit of gamesmanship for Windsor early going. They line up in the spread, go 3 wide, and they've been keeping the ball a lot on the ground here in the early going. And obviously, if you're Windsor, why go away from that? You've had a tremendous amount of success keeping the ball in the yard, keeping the ball on the ground, getting positive yardage.
2nd and 8 coming up. 3 men go split right. There's a halfback in the slot. Fading back is Fleeting. Looking. Slips a bit. Regains his. He's got a man wide open in the end zone for the touchdown. Rashid Ramsey, a senior halfback, was sitting in the end zone. Nobody was covering him, John. Wide open. And on the 29-yard touchdown pass reception by Ramsey, Windsor has taken a 13-0 lead.
Yeah, typically in most formations defensively, there's one guy back, a deep guy. No one was deep. And consequently, we didn't have a defender within about 15 yards of the guy in the back of the end zone who got the score.
Now they're calling it a 27-yard touchdown reception by Ramsey. That's his 3rd touchdown catch of the season. The 14th thrown by Fleeting.
So just as we say, Windsor's keeping the ball on the ground.
Now we got flags before the point after.
You get the wild play where he rolls out to the right and finds the man all alone in the back of the end zone. Sometimes the opportunities present themselves to throw the football. A little bit of luck there that they had someone so wide open into the back of the end zone, but certainly Windsor will take it here in the early going about halfway through the first quarter.
Well, Guadalupe is the free safety, and not sure where he was on that play. Other safety, Jeremy Buck, but he was wide open.
Wide goal for one.
Rashad Ramsey. So now, because of the penalty on Farmington, Windsor is going to go for 2 here. Ducks under center. The handoff goes right up the middle. And the
Number 20,
Devontae Dillon gets in for the 2-point conversion.
Jalen Berry.
So as we move back up the field with 6:54 remaining, it is now Windsor 15 and Farmington nothing.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups, like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for Play on Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. How about the effectiveness of this Windsor offense? 2 drives, 2 scores, 15-0 before Farmington really realized what hit them.
Well, this is a huge possession for Farmington. Down 2 touchdowns already. We have barely played half of the first quarter. They need to right the ship in a hurry here. And again, a short kick. And it's picked up on a hop. That was fleeting.
Yep, a short return.
Number 40,
and,
Lawrence on the tackle.
you know, as much as we talked about the Windsor offense being effective, they've had pretty good field position starting things out, especially with the last drive going at about midfield. The odds certainly stacked against Farmington. Let's see what they do. Backed up to about the middle of their own territory to start things off.
Number 10, Fabian Bell is in at quarterback.
Number 10, Kenny Jones.
Correction, Kenny Jones. I'm sorry, folks. Looking at the wrong stat sheet. But Kenny Jones back in at quarterback here, and I got to believe, John, rather than trying to air it out, you've got almost 3.5 quarters to be played here. You need to build a drive here. Try and establish the run if you can.
We talked about it. I mean, 21 rushing touchdowns, about a 2-to-1 rushing TD to passing TD ratio. Yeah, they've got to keep it on the ground and see if they can get positive yardage.
3 men split right, a man split left. Rolling right is Jones. He's throwing. He's got a man. It's complete. Up across the 30 to about the 35-yard line. Harry Pacheco, junior wide receiver, made the catch short of the first down. It'll make it 3rd and 2 coming up.
Jones, an interesting story. He's a converted wide receiver. They're on their 3rd choice for quarterback. One kid was suspended. Another guy tore his ACL back in June. So, you know, Jones, a guy that has played the position as recently as summer camp before being moved over, so he certainly has a feel for how to throw the ball in terms of putting it in the right position to catch it.
On 3rd and short, ducking under center is Jones. He hands right up the middle. I think that was Berlandi, double check. Number 28 it is, the senior. And he gets the first down. So this is exactly what I just said about what Farmington needs to do. Establish a run game here, maybe build a long scoring drive rather than trying to get the 7 points back real quick. No need to do that at this point in the game.
Yeah, time's on the side, about 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. And again, we start to see on this drive, Glenn, the right mixture of passing versus rushing. They've used the rushing to get the short yardage they needed to get that first down.
There's a pitch left to Guadalupe, still on his feet. Gets up across the 40, shy of the 45. I think we dropped it around the 44-yard line. Pickup of 6 on that first down carry. It'll be 2nd and 4 coming up with the clock moving. 4 minutes, 35 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Glenn Conticello, John Versteeg, we are live from Jack O'Brien Stadium in Windsor, Connecticut, here on PlayOnSports.com. Friday night high school football. 3 men go split right, a man split left. Fading back is Jones. Plenty of time. Throwing down the right sideline. It's tipped and goes incomplete. He was looking for Anthony Carpenter, a junior, but he was double covered. And the pass was deflected incomplete.
And Terrell Huff is a guy that's really kicking himself because he was on the coverage as well. He was following the man and then saw the ball tipped in front of him. Certainly, when you're in that position, you'd like to be able to be in a little bit of a better position to try and reach out and pull that ball in. But to the credit of the secondary for Windsor, that ball tipped in front and no play to be made.
Third down,
of an interception.
Third down coming up, and just before the snap, we get whistles, and we might have we get offside call, and that will give Farmington the first down. They needed just 4 to get the first down, so obviously the 5-yard penalty will give them the first down, and this drive will continue.
And doing the game last week with Southington, I mean, so often with Southington driving, they were helped off on the backs of penalties, personal fouls, and sometimes that simple offsides call can be enough to kind of catapult the offense. It obviously got them closer to midfield with a first down.
All right, so 1st and 10 from their own 49 for the Farmington Indians, trailing at 15-0. And now we get movement on the offensive line. I think that was Joe Fillion, the right tackle, that moved, and 5 yards will be walked off against Farmington. So instead of a 1st and 10, just about midfield, it's now a 1st and 15.
Yeah, you get those 5 yards, and you give them right back on that motion penalty. So again, a little bit more pressure on the back of the quarterback. Let's see what Jones does in the obvious passing scenario.
And he hands off to Guadalupe, able to stutter step his way across the line of scrimmage, stayed on his feet, fell forward, picked up 3 on that first down carry. So it's now 2nd and 12 coming up.
And as I say, it's an obvious passing down. They run it on first down. Chris Maycool, their head coach, has said Guadalupe has done a much better job at hitting the holes, running north to south. He was able to get pretty much all of those 5 yards back on that carry on first down.
Jones fakes a pass left, rolling left. He's in some trouble under heavy rush, and he is dropped for a big loss back inside the 35-yard line. That was Lewis Pincott, a junior cornerback that came up. Jones had nowhere to go.
Yeah, you had Brendan Gale, too, assisting on that tackle, the linebacker. Very speedy, agile, 6 feet, 185 pounds for Gale, and he certainly assisted at putting the pressure on Jones.
3rd and long for Farmington after the sack.
3rd and very long for Farmington. They'll keep it on the ground to Guadalupe. Breaks a tackle, another tackle, still on his feet, spinning his way up to about the 43, 44-yard line, still way short. And now we get a flag thrown. And if that is a call against Windsor, it is an unsportsmanlike conduct call against Windsor. And that will keep this drive alive. John, let's remember this point in the game, because really Farmington was shut down right here. Windsor's getting the ball back, leading by 15. But now, because of that penalty, Farmington's drive will continue.
Yeah, 15 yards. And with 12 to go, that gets him the first down. And that is huge. Gets him into Windsor territory at about the 42-yard line. And let's see what Farmington does here on first down. Do you give it to Guadalupe, or do you have the kid Jones, who can also run the ball, maybe try and make a play with his feet?
And now we got a timeout call by Farmington. So with 2:39 remaining in this first quarter, Windsor leading Farmington by a score of 15-0.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Glenn Conticello, John Versteeg here at Jack O'Brien Stadium in Windsor.
Got some celebrities in the booth with us. Tom Yance from The Current doing some tweeting, writing the game story. A lot of folks here at the press box tonight. We got a full house, don't we?
So it's 4th down because of the penalty. Did not give them the first down. It made it 4th and short, and they run it, and they get the first down. So Farmington's drive will continue here. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Windsor 39-yard line. Windsor Warriors leading the Farmington Indians by a score of 15-0. Both these teams coming in undefeated. Windsor at 5-0. Farmington 6-0 on the season. Both are tied in the CCC West at 3-0. All right, so on first down. Here's the handoff to Guadalupe. Good burst across the line of scrimmage. Gets into the linebacker area and picks up about 7 yards on that first down carry. Great burst off the line of scrimmage.
And exactly what his head coach talked about, running more powerfully, great vision right up the middle. I mean, had no qualms whatsoever about running it straight up the middle, and that's how you break tackles and get long runs here at the high school level.
2nd down from the 33, Guadalupe. Spinning, still on his feet. Breaks another tackler, still on his feet. Working his way down close to the 25. He was stopped just shy of the 25, around the 27-yard line, but still more than enough for a first down carry there.
And in talking to Coach Maycool, he said that Guadalupe last year had a tendency to bounce a little bit, but he hasn't lost that tendency. We saw him bounce to get some more yardage, able to spin off tackles. A very nice trait when you're able to use it in the right scenario.
Pitch right to Guadalupe. He's looking to throw. He throws into the end zone. He's got a man. The pass is incomplete. He actually had 2 receivers down there in the end zone.
Broken up by a couple backs from the Warriors. Will make it a 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, there was a few of them back there. Pacheco, one of them, and great coverage on the play by Dillon, who was right in the middle, the old tip drill. 3 or 4 guys swarming around the ball, and Dillon won that battle, able to tip it down.
Minute 17 remaining in this first quarter. 15-0. Windsor on top. 2nd and 10 coming up. And keeping it is Jones, trying to turn the left corner. Could not turn the corner, and he is dropped for a loss. Cole Ormsby, a senior defensive end.
Glenn, you know Jones can obviously make plays with his legs. He's got 6 rushing touchdowns this year. But you almost wonder, in watching that play, if Jones was looking more for the sideline. Didn't really turn the corner as quick as he needed to try and get that positive yardage.
So it'll be 3rd and a long 12. Jones looking to throw. Now he sets up a screen. Pass is complete.
Jones' pass is complete to number 39.
Colin Grattan made the reception, able to move forward, picking up positive yardage, but well short of the first down. It will make it 4th and 8 coming up, and this is 4-down territory, obviously.
It'll be 4th down and 8.
Yeah, the waning seconds of the first quarter, and with how quickly Windsor's been able to move the ball and how it's taken Farmington a little bit while to get the offense going. That was really the first play where we've had the catch and then yards after the catch.
Yeah. Well, they're going to let the time expire here in this first quarter. We have come to the end of the first quarter of play here at Jack O'Brien Stadium in Windsor, Connecticut, with Windsor leading Farmington by a score of 15-0.
Play On Sports is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com, high school sports lives here. What a dandy of a game we've had here in the early going tonight through one quarter with the 15-0 score. But again, Glenn, I just go back to what we talked about in the open. These are two teams in Farmington and Windsor that have outscored their opponents by over 100 points.
Yeah, and that's what can't be discounted with the way this game has started, meaning from the Farmington's point of view, you look at the scoreboard, you look at what happened in that first quarter and say, okay, Windsor's going to blow them out. Farmington has an awful lot of weapons. They have the ability to come back, to score an awful lot. I just think, sometimes teams don't really come ready to start a game, and maybe they play on their heels early. But looks like Farmington, by the help of some penalties by Windsor, there's a nice scoring drive developing here. It's 4th down and long from the 24-yard line. Jones out of the shotgun, takes the snap, fades back, has time, throws, he's got a man. Oh, incomplete. He hit his receiver in the chest, and the receiver just could not hold on. I think that was Tyler Chaya, number 21, the intended receiver.
Yeah, it seemed to just be a mistimed jump that he probably could have caught it over the shoulders had he kept the eye on the football, but jumped up in the air and then just had that one hit him square instead of between the fingers.
So Windsor comes back on offense, leading by 15 points. And on first down, they will keep it on the ground. Devontae Dillon, the fullback, was stopped at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And you look at the rushing for this Windsor squad. Dillon's got 2 of the 13 touchdowns, 6 of them coming from the quarterback.
This time, Dillon with the handoff, trying to turn the corner over right end. He breaks a couple of tacklers. He would have been stopped in the backfield, but he kept churning the feet, was able to shed the tackler and able to get positive yardage on that 2nd down carry. It will be 3rd and 5 coming up.
Yeah, he had some guys on him. There's no doubt about that. First run, we've really seen Dillon run really hard to get the yards. He had to work for those yards on the last play.
From the 29, the play is whistled down. We've got motion on the offense. So instead of a 3rd and 5, John, it will become a 3rd and 10. And if Farmington can get a stop here, get the football back, and get back on offense and then start that drive again. They had that offensive momentum before the drive just stalled. But they need some positive momentum, Farmington, being down 15 points already here in the second quarter.
Well, you just look back to the last play on 3rd and 5. They were ready to drop back and throw it. Now the hand's been forced 3rd and long.
Rolling left is Fleeting, looking to throw. He does. He's got a man complete. Looks to be shy of the first down marker. I think that was Tyneek Woods Culver. We'll double check who was there on the reception, number 29.
Yeah, and Woods Culver actually had to dive in front, a little bit underthrown. So
it makes it 4th and short, John, and they're going to go for it here.
Gutsy call.
Very gutsy here. Let's see if Farmington can come up big. Fleeting ducks under center. He pitches right, going right, and getting the first down is Dillon.
First down, Dillon.
He had some blockers, and that was the key for that sweep right. Needed just a yard. He got more than that. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line for Windsor.
Nice misdirection. They bunched up the line tight, and then the sweep to Dillon, who had guys trailing him, so had that definitive first down, gives them a little bit of breathing room as they now try to get across midfield.
So on first down, the handoff is to Dillon, going over left guard. Got maybe a yard on the play, and then he was pushed back. It'll be 2nd and long coming up.
Yeah, and for Dillon, I mean, he had one guy on his feet, one guy up top, and we saw the ball up here in the press box was exposed, so he had to take that other arm, the off arm, so to speak, take it off the football. He really had to work for those couple of yards.
Second down, fading back is Fleeting. Plenty of time. Great protection. Finally, now he's flushed, rolling right, still looking. Now he throws, and the pass is incomplete. His receiver slipped down. That was Rashad Ramsey. He was wide open, but again, he tried to stop on a dime. And sometimes when you play these night games, these kids aren't used to it, and he didn't have his footing under him.
And the way the field is slanted, it's at a plateau at the middle of the field and then gradually slopes off. He was going towards the sideline. Perhaps that played into a little bit of why the feet got tangled and he wasn't able to set the feet and make the catch.
All right, from the 44, it's 3rd and 8. Rolling left this time is Fleeting. Under heavy rush, and he's still on his feet. He broke away from the would-be tacklers. Now he is finally dropped. Although he might have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage, we'll double-check. Nice open field tackle by Colin Gratton, the weak side linebacker, a junior for Farmington. After it looked as if Fleeting would have been dropped for a loss, he was able to break away, John. What an athletic ability there by Fleeting just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he was able to avoid the rush of two pretty big guys, and now we see Mitchell Berlandy, the linebacker, down on the ground. And Berlandy, his helmet collided with Thomas Stevens on the defensive line. Stevens, 5'8", 211 pounds, and I think that's a large part of the reason why you see Berlandy a little bit slow in getting up. I mean, he was very wobbly just sitting up on his backside, and he's getting some medical attention right now on the field.
Well, clock stops with 8:33 remaining in the second quarter. Windsor scoring twice in the first quarter, a 1-yard touchdown run by Dillon with 9:42 left on the clock. Point after was good, and then a 27-yard pass completion to Ramsey from Fleeting. 2-point conversion, and it's 15-0.
How about the fact that we had those two scores within the first half of quarter number one? And perhaps this is the part of the game that's a feeling out period, about the first 4.5 minutes of quarter number two. No score between these two squads. Still, it remains at 15-0.
Guadalupe and Carpenter are deep. The punt bounces and almost hit Carpenter. He thought about picking it up, but then stepped away and let it come to a rest inside the 20-yard line. We'll see where they mark it off, but Farmington will have the football back, trailing it by 15.
Yeah, if there's ever a time not to have indecision, it would have been right there. And I think he got a little bit of cold feet, too, in terms of seeing all the guys around him coming up from Windsor. So good scenario as Farmington a little bit of work to do to get across the midfield and have a chance at scoring its first touchdown of the ball game.
All right, so I'll have it 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. Jones, hands off. Guadalupe still on his feet. This is a tough kid. Tough to put him down. He's a big kid, too. He's not like a compact runner where those are always so tough to try and put down. This is a big kid, the junior, but he really drives his feet, keeps him moving. Again, tough to bring him down.
6 feet, 188 yards, and just in watching him through about the first quarter and a half, a guy that certainly runs a lot better when he's got the open holes. For him to work and get the yardage, not a good situation for Farmington to try and break off the big runs with Guadalupe. He's got to have a little bit better protection for him to get more yards.
2nd and 9 coming up from the 19, throwing over the middle. The pass incomplete. Again, Tyler Chai, the senior wide receiver. Ball hit him in the hands, but again, he could not bring it in.
Yeah, a simple curl route, and again, almost as if he was surprised where the ball went right to him. As soon as he turned around, the ball was right on the hands. Again, about as catchable a ball as you'll see.
3rd and 9 coming up from the 19. There's the snap. Jones looking to throw. He does. The pass dropped. Incomplete. He had a man. Good timing. The pass could have been maybe a bit low for Elijah Johnson, the junior wide receiver, to bring in, but he was open.
And credit Lewis Pinnock, who was playing underneath and got a hand on the football. Made that catch a lot harder to try and pull in for Farmington. Pinnock, kind of the unsung hero on that last play.
It'll be 4th down, and Guadalupe will punt it away. Raheem Moore is back to receive the punt. So the Windsor defense holds. They'll get the football back, keeping Farmington off the scoreboard. Windsor leading at 15-0. There's the snap and the kick, and it's a beauty. Kicks it away from Moore. He'll pick it up on a hop, and immediately he's able to break a tackler, still on his feet, coming here on the near side, breaks another tackler across midfield, gets a nice block, gets inside the 40, at the 35, down to the 30, gets another block. He might go all the way, and he will for the touchdown.
60-yard run, and all he did was just weave around the defense. Like a figure eight. Crossed along the near side about the 50-yard line, and again, ran where the tacklers were not. And before he knew it, around the 40-yard line of Farmington, broke free and was able to go the last 30 yards pretty much all alone into the end zone.
And you think you go back to when he caught that ball on a hop, he had a tackler on his waist. He was able to shed that would-be tackler and continued on his merry way. 60 yards on the punt return. The point after is up, and it is good. So with 6:54 remaining in this second quarter, the Windsor Warriors all over the Farmington Indians here by a score of 22-0.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups, like the game you are enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School broadcast program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Well, stranger things have happened with Windsor leading here by 22 points. I guess this afternoon Xavier played a game, and they were down badly, 30 points or something, came all the way back to win the game, 49-48, something like that.
And you think about the fact that, in looking over the schedules, and I know, Glenn, you and I do that before each and every game, looking over the schedules, the one trend you notice, and it's the most obvious one, but it bears mentioning now with a shutout going in the second quarter, neither school has been shut out over the course of this season. And if anything, they've gone close to shutting out other squads. So, yeah, plenty of football left and plenty of opportunities for Farmington to get on the board, down 22-0.
All right, the kickoff again, very short, taken up around the 35-yard line. Number 44 was Harry Pacheco, and he was immediately tackled. Again, short kickoffs by Windsor, but they lead this game by a score of 22-0. So Farmington has to get the act together in a hurry here, John.
And if I'm Coach Fleeting, Coach Maycool, one thing I'm saying to my guys playing up on the kickoff returns, I'm going to pat each one on the head saying, son, be ready for the football. We've seen that a lot tonight with the up men not able to receive the football.
All right, Jones ducks under center this time. He hands to Guadalupe, and he goes straight ahead, picks up a couple on first down. Again, sounds simple enough, but Farmington needs to right the ship in a hurry here. They need to put together a drive. Maybe if they can go over the top and get a big strike in a hurry, that'd be great, but they need to build something on the ground here, get in the end zone on this possession. They need to get points, I believe, on this possession.
We've seen Guadalupe go straight up the middle, hard runs, 2, 3, 4, 5 yards. Again, you go back to the blocking. Open up the holes for Guadalupe so he can get more positive yardage.
Pitch right to Guadalupe, following blockers. He turns the corner, and then he got tripped up. Oh, he had a step but got dropped from behind.
And that goes straight back to blocking. I mean, he was around the end, which we haven't seen him do a lot of the end around on the sweep. But again, you saw the Windsor defense kind of swarm right around him. So what could have been a 10 to 15-yard run only ended up being about 3 to 4.
Austin Harris, senior defensive tackle in the game for Windsor, in on that hit. Now we get a whistle, and timeout looks to be called. It is by Farmington. I believe that's their second timeout of this first half. We'll double check. But with 5 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in this second quarter, Windsor all over Farmington here by a score of 22-0. Bit of a surprise.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports. That's PlayOnSports.com.
John, interesting strategy, I think, here with Farmington going with the full house in the backfield, getting the blockers in front of Guadalupe, and see what develops. So far in the first two plays of this series, they've only picked up 4 yards. Yeah. Not sure that's going to work.
Yeah, offset formation.
And again, this time Jones ducks under center, throws over the middle. He's got a man. The pass is complete. Still on his feet is Anthony Carpenter. That pass, good enough for the first down. A big strike for Farmington. And now they're in the Windsor end of the field as they continue to strike here.
And here we are thinking the big play was going to try and come from Guadalupe. They line up in the power formation. They get a man open over the middle. There you go. Let's see where the offense goes after the big strike.
Anthony Carpenter leads Farmington in reception yardage. And on first down, ball is loose, and they say, yes, Windsor fell on it. I saw the loose football. I thought maybe the player was down, but the officials say no, the ball came loose, and Windsor will regain possession.
And again, we go back to the blocking. There were about 3 guys right around the ball carrier. And when you've got guys on your back trying to keep those legs churning for positive yardage, very close.
Terrell Health fell on the loose football from Guadalupe. He came up limping out of the group of players, but Windsor back on offense. They have it 1st and 10 from their 35, throwing over the middle. He's got a man. The pass is caught. Great catch by Raheem Moore, the wide receiver.
And that's the dangerous part about it. You go deep on the first opportunity. Morris, one of those guys who was out here about 2 hours before the game, working on catching, going back and forth. It plays off big at the right time for Windsor.
On first down, the handoff as Windsor keep it on the ground to Jalen Berry. Goes straight ahead. Picks up about 4 on the play, maybe 5. Let's see where they mark it. It'll be 2nd down. They say 5. So it's 2nd and 5 coming up. So that big strike to Raheem Moore, fueling this Windsor drive. Throwing right is fleeting. He's got a man, Ramsey, complete, going over right end, but he is undercut and dropped at the 15-yard line. Coming up defensively was Jones making the stop.
Nice play call. Swing it right out of the backfield. The old catch and run. See if you can break free and get down the sideline. Only netted a couple of yards for Windsor, but they are in great position, up big, marching towards the end zone, under 4 minutes to go.
1st and 10 from the 14. Fleeting, fading back to pass. Throws right. He's got a man. That's Ramsey complete. Trying to get to the pylon, but he has pushed out. I think he might have stepped out close to about the 3-yard line. So it'll be let's see if they Well, we got a penalty coming up here against Windsor. Looks like an illegal man down field call against Windsor.
And that kills you. I mean, you had Fleeting out of bounds at the 2. Could have made a shot at the end zone to get the ball across the pylon, but all the way back.
Well, they'll mark it back to the 19-yard line, it looks like. So it'll be 1st and 10, or actually first and... Now a fumble on the exchange. Flag also is thrown. And we get a holding call against Windsor. I guess that could have been a lot worse, John. If they lose the football there, that's pretty bad. They didn't lose the football on the bad exchange, but they do get the penalty.
Yeah, and you could tell the kids probably needed an extra minute or two to compose their thoughts before running that play. You go from the 2 back to the 19, and then on the fumble with a penalty called. So they're certainly going to be back on their heels, so to speak, as the referees now start the walk-off. So first in a country mile, so to speak.
They have to get down to the 4-yard line, so it's first down. Fleeting looking to throw. Great protection. Rolling right. Oh, he slips a bit. Gets the pass off. It's caught. Was he in bounds? Yes, he was. Nice catch by Terrell Huff, senior wide receiver. Kept his feet in bounds right at the 20-yard line. So a nice gain on first down. It's still second and very long.
What a play by Huff. I mean, that's a man's
Very
play
impressive.
that you see on a Saturday or Sunday at a football game.
Yeah.
Knew exactly where he was, got both feet in bounds, and helped that no one was around him. But again, great awareness as far as where he was on the field to corral that one in.
On second down, again, Fleeting looking to throw. He's got a man. The pass is caught inside the 10-yard line. That was Fabian Bell, senior wide receiver. And this should be third down coming up.
Well, they're in great position considering where they were, backed up about 20 yards on first down thanks to all the penalties.
That was inside the 15-yard line, I guess. So it's now 3rd and 9 coming up. And on third down, Fleeting still with it, looking to throw. Now he steps up, and he is dropped. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage, so it's not a sack. Let's see where they mark it. No, he did lose a couple of yards. Looks to be back to the 15-yard line, so it's now 4th down. And they'll go for it here. They say from the 15. On 4th down, Fleeting looking right, throwing right. He's got a man, complete. And the tackle is made. Nice open field tackle by Colin Gratton. But he is short of the first down. The pass caught by Devontae Dillon coming out of the backfield. So a nice defensive stop that time by Farmington.
Certainly gutsy to go for it on 4th down. You could do it up 22-0, but you know, while you were calling the play, I watched the secondary for Farmington. They played it perfectly. They had 4 guys back in the secondary, including 1 deep man around the goal line. So they weren't going to find any holes. If they were going to get the first down, it was going to be yards after the catch that they quickly shut down.
2 minutes, 5 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Windsor High School leading Farmington High School 22-0. Clash of 2 undefeated Class L teams here in Windsor, Connecticut. On the shadows of their goalposts, Farmington back on offense. And the handoff to Guadalupe going straight up the middle, and he goes nowhere.
Yeah, that's been kind of the modus operandi of Farmington. First down, you give it to Guadalupe, it goes straight up the middle or off tackle.
And now timeout called by Windsor, John, with a minute 56 remaining. They're thinking, hey, we might be able to get this football back. If we could stop them without any first downs on this drive, we should have at least a minute or so, maybe a minute and even a half, because they didn't use any timeouts in this first half. So they have 2 left.
Yeah, minute 56 to go, and the gamesmanship beginning before we get to halftime. So, yeah, there's no doubt the reason for that. But, yeah, even if you get Farmington, I mean, Farmington has shown that they have not been good, Glenn, in third and long in the obvious passing scenarios. So, yeah, I think if you're Windsor, you're sitting pretty once you're able to make the stop on second down. Let's see what second down does. The positive yardage or lack thereof will really dictate what happens on third down and how much pressure Windsor's going to apply in order to try and get that football back.
Rolling right, the pass, not a good one. Not exactly sure what he was looking for. The pass was behind his receiver. It'll be third down coming up.
Yeah, rolling right was Jones, but again, as he rolled right, that defense for Windsor shifted left, and no one open there.
And, John, what that does is stops the clock with 1:49 remaining. Windsor's going to get the football back here if Farmington does not get a first down. I formation in the backfield. Jones fading back. Now he dumps one to the flat to Guadalupe and let him go from there after receiving the football, but he goes really nowhere, John. That'll keep the clock moving unless Windsor uses another timeout, and they do. So they are going to have at least 90 seconds to work before this first half expires, John.
And if you're Windsor, you got your deep man back at about your own at the opponent 40-yard line. So, again, you've got a chance to get the ball back, get a little bit of a return. Ideally, you want it to be between the 35 and the 30. But, again, with 1:38 left and 2 timeouts left, I mean, that is an eternity. Or 1 timeout left. There's an eternity to try and get the football into the end zone and get that extra score to pad it going into the break.
What would you do here, John? Do you send the house to try and block this punt and just let it stop wherever it stops, or do you try and set up a return?
I think you go with the return, the safe play.
Okay. Well, we'll see what Windsor does here.
I think up 22-0, you go with the safe play. Although you can't afford to,
you can take
to
some
bring
risks.
the house.
You can take some risks when you're up 22 points. Moore is standing at midfield, and looks like they're coming at him, and he gets the punt off. Moore will receive it inside the 45, cuts across the 40, and he slipped down. Just lost his footing at the 40-yard line. Looks like they'll mark it at the 39. Still great field position for Windsor, and they've got a lot of time. 1:28 to work with, John, to get more points on the scoreboard.
Yep, got that timeout left, and if you're Windsor, you're throwing it long towards the sidelines.
Well, you don't really need to do that just yet. Let's just see if they do that. I mean, they could keep it on the ground a little bit here. They do have a timeout. Throwing right, the pass is caught by Dillon, trying to turn the corner. We've got flags. Everybody throwing their flags. Play is blown dead. There's a loss on the play, but we'll wait and see what the flags are. It looks like a holding call, and it is holding against Windsor.
That certainly puts the pressure back on. 10 yards from the walk-off towards midfield, possibly back into their own territory for the Warriors. So again, 1:20 to go. A timeout left.
10-yard penalty should push the football back. Well, they're going to mark it where the penalty occurred. So it's really an 11-yard penalty back to the they're marking it on the Windsor side of the field, close to their 49. We'll call it at midfield. First and long here. 1:17 remaining, second quarter. Fleeting remains out of the shotgun, gets the snap, rolling right, has time, looking. There's a flag. The pass is caught by Raheem Moore, and he is, or correction, that was Terrell Huff, number 4. But we've got a flag, and it's against Windsor, so that one is coming back.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that could almost have been a late hit on the quarterback and a hit on the reception, too, but they called the hold before everything. So, again, that's certainly going to be a point of emphasis for Windsor head coach Robert Fleeting. Clean it up in the backfield. I mean, how often have we seen the penalties go against Windsor, especially the holdings? That has to be about the 3rd or 4th holding that we've seen called against Windsor here in the first half.
All right, first down from their 40. Fleeting, rolling left, looking, throwing. He's got a man. The pass is complete. That looks to be Raheem Moore. Cross midfield, down at the Farmington 44-yard line. Second down and very long. Rolling right this time is Fleeting. 35 seconds remaining. Fleeting turns the corner. Now he throws on the run. He's got a man wide open in the center of the field. The pass is complete. Now, was he across the line of scrimmage when he threw that football? The officials are checking. The pass was caught by Tyneek Woods-Culver, and yes, he was across the line of scrimmage. I thought he was when he threw that football. The officials waited to just a triple check, John, and that's a good call.
Yeah, and the defense let him go. I mean, Fleeting was all alone on the near side right in front of our broadcast position with a guy about a yard behind him, the closest defender, and that was the reason why they had given up on it, because Fleeting was either going to go out of bounds or kind of throw that one away. There was no way in which he was able to throw it across the middle for a legal forward pass.
All right, with that penalty, loss of down, legal forward pass, it'll be third and very, very long. Clock is moving. I don't think they're going to run another play here. Let's see. Whistle, and Windsor is going to use their final timeout with 13 seconds remaining. So very crazy end to this first half.
This might be a timeout where the coach has the teaching moment, right? A little bit of scolding, too, saying, what are you doing, guys, with the penalties and then the forward pass? But, again, trying to clean that up a little bit. You know, Windsor, as much as they've had a tremendous first half, always teaching points. You talk to any coach, Glenn, at the high school level, they'll find a few things to talk about. For Windsor, it just seems to be a little bit more obvious with the penalties that they've committed, especially here in the second quarter.
Good crowd on hand here. John, you and I were talking before the start of this one. There was a very L.A. Dodger-type crowd here, very late-arriving crowd. And even though the officials here at Windsor High School said, yes, fans will come later than you would expect. And across the field, the Farmington fans, they've packed in their stands very nicely. And the fans here on our side, the Windsor side, good crowd on hand for a Friday night football game.
Yeah, peeking out the near side of the stands. A lot of folks here. Great to see so much support.
On third down, Fleeting. Flushed out of the pocket, rolling right, plenty of time. Now he'll throw down the sidelines. He's got a man. The pass is caught with 1 second remaining, and now time expires on the clock. The pass was caught by Tyneek Woods-Culver, but I believe the half has expired. There is no time on the scoreboard clock.
We're going 2 seconds left on the clock.
And now they're saying they're putting 2 seconds on the clock. I'm not sure how you could do that.
One more play.
So they're going to give Windsor another play. Now we get the play blown dead. I'm not sure how you can put that. Took 11 seconds. I thought that expired the clock.
If anything, 1 second left in the clock. And now the officials have made the call.
I agree. They're going to wave off the half. I was actually looking at the scoreboard, and I saw it expire when Culver-Woods made the catch, or Woods-Culver made the catch. So the first half does come to an end. Nice catch by the junior Woods-Culver. But at the end of the first half of play here at Jack O'Brien Stadium at Windsor High School in Windsor, Connecticut. It's the Windsor High Warriors 22, and it's the Farmington High Indians nothing. All right, we're at halftime, and we'll take a break. We'll come back, run down some scoring highlights, and get set for the second half. So stay tuned here on PlayOnSports.com. And we are back at Jack O'Brien Stadium here in Windsor, Connecticut, at Windsor High School. Len Conticello, John Versteeg. Thanks for tuning in here on PlayOnSports.com. Still here at halftime, and it's been a big first half of play for the homestanding Windsor High Warriors. They lead it 22-0, and with the first half scoring highlights, my partner John Versteeg.
Yeah, Glenn, started with 9:42 to go in the first quarter. Devontae Dillon with a 1-yard touchdown run. Extra point was good, 7-0. Then with 6:54 left to go, first quarter, Rashad Ramsey had the 27-yard score. A Devontae Dillon 2-point conversion made it 15-0. Raheem Moore in the second quarter, 60-yard punt return touchdown, 22-0. And Glenn, I think the most interesting tidbit of the first half was not the three different scores, but the fact that there were 55 total yards for Farmington. We thank our de facto statistician, Tom Yance of the Hartford Courant, for those nice numbers.
Yeah, for Kenny Jones, carried the ball 5 times, and really those carries were, I think, more rushing out of the pocket rather than, rushing to try and gain positive yardage. It looked like he was being flushed, and he had minus 25.
And with Guadalupe and what he was trying to do, the lack of big runs for him, you don't want to say it's obviously a problem that's on Guadalupe's shoulders, but again, you wonder if maybe you'll see a few more play actions, a little less of going to Guadalupe on first and second down as they start this third quarter, maybe get a little bit more diversity, so to speak, to that offense, try and get something going so they can get the points on the scoreboard.
Well, as we said, the Farmington Indians down 22-0, and they've got 2 quarters to get back into this game. Is it possible? Absolutely. And they need to start right from the beginning. They will have the football when we start the second half. They lost the coin toss, and Windsor elected to receive in the first half. So Farmington will have the football. They can get the momentum back in their favor if they can get a good drive going here at the outset.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And, again, you look and see kind of how this game has been going. It almost seemed like it started a little disjointed with returns on both sides going to the up man. I think perhaps Farmington wanted to try and get it back deep to their return men to get that nice start to the offense. But let's see, too. Again, field position has not been kind to Farmington specifically. A lot of their drives have started in the Farmington territory. So, again, if they can get that return across the 50-yard line, maybe that 1 or 2 returns would be enough to spark the offense, much like that 1 or 2 big plays would be enough to spark the offense. Let's see what works if there's something different that does for Farmington.
Well, these 2 teams came in ranked in the top 5 of Class L, and Windsor is ranked number 2 behind Daniel Hand, who's in a battle tonight in their game. We haven't gotten an update on that score. And Farmington was ranked number 5 in Class L. Despite the way the first half went for Farmington, John, maybe I'm a dreamer, I'm not sure, but I still believe Farmington is going to make this a football game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the scoring has dictated that and what Farmington has been able to do this year. I mean, this is a team that has put up, 40, 30 points in a given night. I mean, they're not a team that's going to traditionally this season end with just single digits on the scoreboard, and the shutout has been virtually unheard of.
Well, we will see how it shapes up here in this second half. Again, Len Conticello, John Versteeg, you're watching PlayOnSports.com. Thanks for tuning in, your destination for high school football, and not just about high school football. We have some great high school championships coming up in the coming weeks. John, I know you're going to be very busy, and hopefully myself, covering all these events.
Yeah, I got some volleyball, some soccer. Give you a little bit more flavor, not just high school football here on Play on Sports here in the great state of Connecticut.
Just got an update at halftime. Daniel Hand taking on North Haven, and they are all even at 7.
Folks, an out-of-town score.
It's always interesting to keep abreast of the scoreboard. More than halfway through this high school sports season, but also, too, to kind of look at what the different games bring you. I mean, we talked about it in the pregame show. Windsor and Middletown 1-2 in the CCC, and least points allowed last week. And what do you get? A game with a combined total of 75 points. And again here, two high-powered offenses, Windsor and Farmington. Both schools over 100 points in total in terms of amount won by, and you've got one team with a big old goose egg up on the scoreboard through 2 quarters.
Guadalupe and Carpenter will be deep for the opening kickoff of the second half for the Farmington Indians. And here's the kick. It's a short one, and Guadalupe picks it up off the turf, still on his feet, works his way across the 25 up to about the 27, maybe 28-yard line. So that is where Farmington will start it out 1st and 10 here in this second half. Kenny Jones came in with some pretty decent numbers offensively, passing for over 540 yards and rushing for over 500 yards. He'll be a key in the second half. It can't all be about Ivan Guadalupe. We'll see how Jones reacts with his team down 22-0 as we start the second half. And before we begin, the officials
Yeah, 13 touchdowns for Kenny Jones. 7 in the air, 6 on the ground.
So on first down, Guadalupe gets the handoff, ran into somebody at the line of scrimmage, backpedaled, stayed on his feet, and then he was able to leap forward across a falling teammate and picked up about 5 yards on that rush. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Yeah, he was practicing for the high jump in track. I mean, he had to jump about a foot up in the air, get that second life, able to get the positive yardage after being stopped on the initial try.
Now on second down, defense jumped, but were they drawn offside? We'll see. Officials are conferring, and they are saying encroachment. So the Warriors offside. The 5 yards will give Farmington the first down.
And what did we say was the Achilles heel, so to speak, if there was one for Windsor in that second quarter penalties? Second play of the second half, and all of a sudden, Windsor's again committing the penalty.
Jones looking to throw, quick hitter. He's got a man. It's complete to Carpenter at the 45, and he's able to fall forward up to about the 47, 48-yard line. Short of a first down, but a good gain on that first down reception. It'll be 2nd and about 2 coming up.
Remember, Carpenter was the man who caught the deep ball in Windsor territory in the second quarter. He's a guy that can really make the plays if he's got a little separation.
On second down, Jones steps away for a moment, regroups, checking the sideline. Maybe they're changing the play. 2nd and a long one. There's the snap. Jones, he'll run right up the middle on a quarterback draw, cuts his way across, and now the ball comes loose. He got hit from behind, but they are saying he was down. And yes, indeed, no fumble. He got hit hard at the 44-yard line, but they say he was down. Big break for Farmington.
And probably got hit by the biggest guy in the field, Cole Ormsby. 6 feet 4 inches tall, Glenn, 254 pounds.
Wow, he didn't see it coming. It's a first down carry. So on first down, Jones rolling right, throwing. He's got a man. It's complete to Pacheco, the junior wide receiver. He's hit hard once he makes the catch. Able to hold on. The pass reception is short of a first down, but still great yardage on first down. It's a pickup of 9. It'll be 2nd and 1.
And for the first time tonight with this offense for Farmington, we're seeing up-tempo.
Yep.
They've gotten into a rhythm, now trying to continue it.
Again, Jones looking to throw under heavy rush, and he is sacked. Back to about the 47-yard line. Cole Ormsby, the other twin of the defensive ends, his brother Lance and Cole. He picks up the sack. came in leading the team with 8 sacks on the season. That's his 9th.
And if you're Robert Fleeting of Windsor, you're gritting your teeth there. I mean, that looked like a face mask. It was inadvertent, but it looked very close to that. They're very lucky they didn't get called for the 15-yard penalty, or for the penalty on the face mask.
Loss of 10. It'll be 3rd and 11. And Jones is going to throw left sideline. He's got a man. It's complete to Carpenter, and he is in for the end zone for the touchdown. From the 44-yard line, a 44-yard completion to Anthony Carpenter from Kenny Jones, his 8th touchdown pass of the season.
Again, no secret. Carpenter, as we talked about, the man that made the play of the second quarter, got him deep into Windsor territory, and Carpenter, a guy they simply forgot about, streaking in along the left sideline, single coverage, and dropped that ball in for the score. And it took just over 3 minutes here in the third quarter for Farmington to get on the scoreboard.
Chai in for the point after. The snap and hold is good, and the kick is good. Just what the doctor ordered for the Farmington Indians. On their first possession, they march right down the field, and they score. And with 8:53 remaining in this third quarter, on the 44-yard touchdown reception from Jones to Carpenter, it's now 22-7, Windsor on top.
And there's no doubt on that Farmington sideline, the coaches are talking to Kenny Jones saying, listen, you didn't forget how to do this. You've done this before. Long strike, got a man open, plenty of time left. And again, just 2 scores for Farmington that they're behind Windsor on. So if you look back at where this game ends, if it's a close game, if Farmington overtakes Windsor, you point back to this play, that 44-yard strike with 8:53 to go in the third quarter as the spark for this Farmington offense.
Well, a key component to a possible comeback here for Farmington is obviously this series for the Windsor offense. The Farmington defense needs to stop Windsor here, not allow them to have a sustainable drive. Obviously, you got to keep them off the scoreboard. You want to get the ball right back and get your offense back on the field. Let's see if they can do it. Short kickoff. It'll be taken at the 40-yard line, and it's a fair catch call by Terrell Huff, and I'm not sure he meant to do that, but they call it a fair catch. He was wide open, could have easily moved forward for another 5 or 10 yards, but they blew the play dead.
Yeah, you wonder if that's actually a mandate from the sideline with what we saw, especially in the first quarter, with the up men having so much trouble handling the kickoffs.
Fleeting is back out at quarterback. He's got Berry in the backfield with him. Handoff goes right up the middle. And that was Jalen Berry, and he picks up maybe 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 coming up.
And Berry comes up hobbling a little bit, favoring that right leg. And Berry still very ginger. He's still on the field, but lined up offset.
So on second down, there's the snap. Throwing right. The pass is caught by Ramsey. Sutter steps his way through a couple of tacklers and is finally dragged down by Colin Gratton, the linebacker, but the run after catch more than enough by Ramsey for a Windsor first down.
And Berry jogging off for the breather. Going to stand next to his coach to stay there, but nice fake of the handoff and able to stump it off for positive yardage.
This time the handoff is to Dillon, going right up the middle, pulling his way up across midfield, down inside Farmington territory. He's dropped at the 48. It'll be 2nd and 7 coming up.
Ball popped loose at the end. Thankfully for Windsor, it was when he was on the ground. We saw that be a little bit of a problem for Farmington in the first half, and fumble rears its ugly head here in the third quarter.
This time, Fleeting fakes the handoff. He still has it, trying to go over right end, but he can't. And he is dropped right at midfield, and now a late flag, and I believe that's going to go against Farmington. I'm not sure about a late hit there, but they are going to call it against Farmington. That was bang, bang, John, but the official was right there.
Yep, right in front of the men in stripes, and again, led with the head. It wasn't intentional by any stretch of the imagination, but the fact that he was out of bounds and right in front of the referees.
Now the officials are discussing it. From my vantage point, I didn't think it was a malicious hit. It just looked like the defender didn't really stop himself and sort of rolled over top of the player. But let's see what they call. All right, so we have a penalty on the offense. That's a live ball foul. So they mark off the 5 yards on that penalty against Farmington, and then the unsportsmanlike will mark off the 15 yards. And the result of the two penalties will be a first down for Windsor.
How about that on both sides?
Was it illegal formation on Windsor?
Yep.
Yep.
This has the makings of one of those games that you just love to see. It gets a little more interesting as they go along. The big lead at halftime for Windsor. Farmington with the opening score here in the third quarter. Now let's see if Windsor has a chance to answer it.
All right, from the 38, the handoff is to Dillon, and he is stopped. In fact, he'll lose a yard. Brandon Marquis, the nose guard for the Farmington Indians, getting into the backfield and dropping the rusher, Dillon, for a yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 11.
And Dillon, a little guy, 5'9", 180. I mean, he's been hitting the holes the last couple of plays, but a guy that certainly needs to get out in the open field and try and get some room to run. They've got that big number 27. Jalen Berry on the sideline still.
Leading, looking to throw. He's throwing over the middle. Boy, he was targeting Raheem Moore. Moore had one-on-one coverage being defended by Anthony Carpenter, who was playing cornerback, defending Moore, and the pass just was underthrown. He had some space if he gets a good pass, a good throw there. So on the incompletion, it will make it 3rd and 11. Rolling left is Fleeting, looking. Now he throws, the pass is caught. And it's good enough for the first down. And that's Raheem Moore making the catch. Nice throw by Quinn Fleeting. He had a great first half, 9 for 10 for 172 yards and a touchdown. That was a nice toss.
And Fleeting, probably his best thrown ball location-wise, able to tuck it just in front of the receiver as he was able to make the catch and then step out of bounds.
From the 21-yard line, first down, throwing towards the end zone, but he overthrows Raheem Moore. He was covered nicely by Carpenter. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 21 coming up.
Yeah, and you said it right there. I mean, Carpenter kind of closed off the inside part of the field, so Moore didn't even really try to get that ball. He realized he would have been forced very close to the sideline, so gave up on that one and another shot at the end zone here on 2nd down.
Rolling right is Fleeting, looking, still has the football, tries to turn the corner. Now he throws. The pass is caught right at the 10-yard line by Terrell Huff, the senior wide receiver. Nice catch. And that reception, good enough for a first down. So it now will be 1st and goal for Windsor.
And Fleeting, on that play, did what he tried to do in the first half, where he had that illegal forward pass. You roll out towards the line of scrimmage and then throw underneath.
Right at the 10-yard line.
So first down here for the Warriors. They lead it 22-7. Fleeting will throw again, looking into the end zone, and the pass is caught. Touchdown!
Warriors.
Pass caught. It is number 10, Fabian Bell, for the touchdown. And Windsor gets right back on the scoreboard, and they now lead it 28-7.
Yeah, simple post route. He came over the middle and caught it on that left side of the end zone. Had a little separation.
Now the point after fails. So with 5:36 remaining, it's 28-7, Windsor on top.
How about Guadalupe breaking through to block that extra point? Got the hand on it, came in around the end. So again, if you're Farmington, that's just got to take the air out of your balloon, so to speak, kind of like a swift kick in the gut. You get that score of the opening drive in the third quarter, and what does Windsor do? Well, Windsor comes right back and gets the score back. So there you are, down big here with 5.5 minutes to go in quarter number 3.
Yeah, that's a backbreaker. Just when you started to build the momentum to come back in this game, you needed a defensive stop, and you do not get it. And I think if you look at that unsportsmanlike conduct, a late hit call, that was an extremely costly penalty to Farmington. In my view, I thought it was a bit of an iffy call, but still it went against Farmington. And Windsor took advantage. Both of these teams coming in undefeated on the season. Windsor looking to move to 6-0 if they can keep this lead. A very short kickoff. Flag is thrown. The kick was caught by Pacheco. He gets up across the 40-yard line. But again, we've got flags on the field, and I'm not sure what the call will be, but Farmington, if it's not against them, should have very good field position, although I'm seeing one of the officials pointing towards Farmington, and it is. It's an illegal block of the back against the Indians.
I chuckle a little bit to myself as Pacheco catches the ball simply because he's got progressively more aware that the ball may be coming to him with each catch. I mean, 3 times he's been on special teams as the up man. The ball's found him 3 times. He's a wide receiver. He should be ready for that, right?
Yep. Still not seeing Farmington bringing their return men up, though. These kicks are so short. There's no reason to put them back at the 20-yard line. Jones back at quarterback, working out of the shotgun. 2 men split right, 2 split left. He's got a halfback with him to his left. He'll throw here, throwing over the middle. The pass overthrown.
Dangerous, to say the least.
Anthony Carter was open. Just the pass was overthrown. Carter is Jones's favorite receiver. Leads the team in receptions and yards per reception.
Yeah, it looks like Jones went to the hard count. Maybe saw a matchup he liked in the secondary. And again, Carpenter, he was open. That was catchable, but overthrown. Very dangerous ball with so many of the Windsor defenders around Carpenter.
So on 2nd down and 10. Throw over the middle. The pass in and out of the hands. That time it was Pacheco. Very catchable pass. Player is down. Must be a Windsor player is down. Yes, indeed. Or from Farmington, rather. I'm sorry. Looks to be number 21, Tyler Chai, wide receiver.
And he turned around, Glenn, anticipating that ball to come to him, and the stomach was wide open, took a helmet in the stomach. At the very least, he's in a lot of pain out there with the wind knocked out of him.
Clock stops, 5:13 remaining in this third quarter. 28-7, Windsor leading Farmington. We'll take a break here on PlayOnSports.com.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you are enjoying here tonight? Well, then tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all of their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Glenn Contasello, John Versteeg. Looks like Chai is going to make it off the field under his own power. That's good to see. Farmington trailing it 28-7. 5:13 remaining. We're just in the third quarter. Still a lot of football to be played here tonight in Windsor, Connecticut. Surely hope you're enjoying our coverage here on PlayOnSports.com. Friday night high school football. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Indians from their 29. Jones looking to throw. Now he's going to run it. Tries to turn the corner. He does. Lowers his shoulder to get up across the 35. He has to get up to the 39, but he's going to be short by about 3 yards. He was stopped at the 36. It's 4th down, and do you go for it here or do you punt it away? I've got to believe you're going to punt the football.
Yeah, down big. I mean, there's too much to lose if you're Farmington, no doubt about that. Down 21, but
Guadalupe is your punter, so you've got to be wary of a fake here. They only need 3 yards. I would not be surprised.
About 3 yards for Farmington.
Going straight up the middle, spinning his way forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8 coming up.
Waiting on a 2-yard carry, brings up a 2nd down and 8.
and if you're in Windsor, in Windsor's shoes, the running game, certainly your friend here in this third quarter, as much time as possible to get off the clock.
No reason to throw the football here. You're up 3 touchdowns. Man in motion right. Handoff goes to that man in motion. That's Raheem Moore going over right end. Breaks one tackler. Now he's finally dragged from behind. Nice tackle by Mitch Berlandi, the middle linebacker for Farmington. We've got a flag, an illegal block against Windsor.
And if there's been one thing that the referees have consistently called, it's been the holds, it's been the illegal blocks as the play is close to ending. We've seen a lot of calls come in just as the play finishes, and great job by the referees to continue to follow the play and make sure that both teams are playing by the rules all the way to the ball being downed.
So with the penalty against Windsor, push them back and make it a 2nd and 11. And Fleeting's going to throw. Still looking for an open receiver. Now he does throw. We got a flag. The pass is incomplete, but we also have a flag, and it should be against Windsor, a holding call, but we'll double check. Yep, it is against Windsor. Now, do you waive off the penalty, not take the 10 yards, and make it 3rd and 11? Or do you push him 10 yards back? John, what would you do? Put your coaching cap on.
Well, there's no doubt you're going to decline it.
No, that's because
the decision made for me, Glenn.
There you go. Yeah, that is the move to make, because now you're hoping your defense can keep Windsor from getting a first down here. Clock stops, 3:12 remaining. We're only in the third quarter. Fleeting has had a good night throwing tonight. He sends 3 receivers split left, a man split right. He's got a single setback Dillon to his left. There's the snap. Looking to throw. He's throwing deep down the sidelines. He's got Moore, but the pass is incomplete. Raheem Moore had a step on his defender, but the pass just a bit, maybe a yard beyond. Raheem Moore could not pull it in. And that's a big incompletion, because not only does it make it 4th and 11, John, it stops the clock with 3:05 remaining here in the third quarter.
I mean, that's about as tough a play as you're going to see at this level. Nice, tight spiral. It's just tough to thread the needle 1-on-2 down the right sideline.
Carpenter and Guadalupe are deep to receive the punt, and Guadalupe will call a fair catch. He'll take it at the 41. So the Farmington Indians have the football back with 2:57 remaining in this third quarter. They trail it 28-7 as they come back out on the field and try and get back into the end zone or get some more points on the board.
Couldn't have really worked out much better for Farmington with the penalty situation, the incomplete pass, now 4th down. They've got a chance to march towards midfield. Very little space left in their territory. But again, they've got to get the yardage to rack up rather quickly, under 3 minutes to go here in this third quarter.
On first down, this is Ivan Guadalupe. He's got a first down and more. Gets inside Warrior territory, down inside the 45 to the 44-yard line.
It took until 2:50 to go in the third quarter for Guadalupe to get that big first down run. But again, for Farmington, that's what they wanted to see the entire night.
First and 10.
45 of Windsor.
Jones looks again to the sideline. They changed the play.
Last time he did that, he went to Carpenter deep.
He fades back, and they set up the screen. The pass is complete. That's to Carpenter, breaking a couple of tacklers. He's got the first down and more down the far sideline, and he has finally run out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Boy, Sean, you called it. He looked to the sideline, changed the play, and they set up the screen to Anthony Carpenter.
In shades of the Moore 60-yard punt return in the second quarter for Windsor, kind of weaved in and out around the field to the sideline, netted him some big yardage.
They're going to spot it at the, looks like the 14-yard line. And now, jumping off sides is Chris Traor. I'm not sure what he was doing, but way before the snap count, he jumps offside, and that will give Farmington 5 yards. It'll make it 1st and 5 coming up from inside the 10.
Yeah, and this may be the first situation where the penalties will come back to hurt Windsor. Let's see what Farmington does on this drive. Got Carpenter split out to the top of your screen.
Rolling, there's a pitch left to Guadalupe. He's able to turn the corner, but was trying to get inside the 10. He might have picked up a yard down to the 9. It'll be 2nd and 4 coming up.
First time they've gone with a misdirection. Instead of going to the split receiver, pitch coming back along the near side.
There's the snap. And the handoff to Guadalupe, going over right tackle, bullying his way down inside the 5, and he is finally brought down at around the 3-yard line. But a rush good enough for another Farmington first down, so it'll be 1st and goal for the Indians. Down to 1:25 remaining in this third quarter.
And really the perfect drive thus far for Farmington in terms of the right mixture of passes and runs. Short yardage scenario. Let's see if they go with Guadalupe straight up the middle. He's in that power formation.
And the handoff is to Guadalupe. Initially runs into a slew of defenders, and he is stopped. He might have lost a yard. Really didn't gain any forward progress at all. We'll see where they mark his forward progress.
And that's been the tough part for getting Guadalupe to go straight up the gut.
Looks like that ball remains at the 4-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Yeah, this Windsor defense has been outstanding in plugging the hole straight up the middle, essentially neutralizing Guadalupe in his strengths, which is to run north-south.
3 men in the backfield. There's the snap. They hand off to Guadalupe. Bumps around the right end, trying to turn the corner, still on his feet. And he is finally dropped at around the 1-yard line. So he is short of the end zone. It'll be 3rd down coming up, and without a question, this is 4-down territory. We're down to 2 seconds left in the quarter, and now time expires. So at the end of 3 quarters here in Windsor, Connecticut, Windsor High leading Farmington High by a score of 28-7.
You have the winning ticket number 442.
Play on Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play on Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Well, as we start this fourth quarter, Glenn Conticello, John Versteeg, 28-7, Windsor leading Farmington. Farmington needing just a yard. They'll have 3rd and goal from the 1 to get into the end zone, make it a 2-score game, assuming they get the point after. They need to play some defense, though. They need to stop Windsor if they can score here, and then Windsor back on offense. Farmington needs to play some defense.
Well, you go back to that last play of the third quarter where Guadalupe tried to go around the end. The two men that were in front of him were blocking backs. The play was essentially designed for Guadalupe to go off tackle or go up the middle, depending upon what the defense gives him. He took it upon himself to go on the outside, and unfortunately was stopped before getting across the goal line.
All right, it'll be 3rd and goal from the 1. Again, full house in the backfield for Kenny Jones. And he's going to keep it himself, and they'll just push him into the end zone. And he is in the end zone for the 1-yard touchdown run for the Farmington Indians.
Yeah, and you knew that was certainly an option with the propensity for Kenny Jones to make plays with his legs. 6 rushing touchdowns this year. And 4th down, and or short yardage on 1st down, rather, and was able to get the rushing touchdown on 1st and goal.
His 7th rushing touchdown of the season. Shy for the point after. It is up and good.
Extra point is good. Cuts the deficit in half. 28 for the Warriors and 14 for Farmington.
I was just checking to see.
So with 11:55 remaining in this fourth quarter, it's now 28-14. Windsor on top.
Play on Sports is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events and all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here. Reminder, of course, the post-game show for Play on Sports is coming up. We'll select our player of the game, give you a final wrap on this one here tonight. It's been a good one. 11:55 left to go in the fourth quarter. Still plenty of time for Farmington to continue on the comeback trail.
Moore and Dillon are deep for Windsor. And the kick is a short kick. It'll be taken up around the 35. Now across the 40, turning the corner. Number 42 making the catch of that kickoff was Matt Walthall. That's a good yardage after that very short kick. Very strange kickoff. Not exactly sure what Farmington was trying to do there, John.
Yeah, right up the middle. And so, again, got him 20 yards up to midfield. And if you're Windsor, you look at that and say, okay, we've scored from deeper in our own territory. Got plenty of time to work with, up 2 scores.
Fleeting has it right at midfield on first down. He's going to throw, rolls right. Now he throws right. There's a flag on the play. The pass is caught by Jalen Berry coming out of the backfield. He gets up across the first down yard stake. So he's got first down yardage, but this might come back. Let's wait and see what the flag is. And it is holding against Windsor.
Has to be about the 4th holding penalty against Windsor, and that's combined offensively and defensively. But, yeah, I mean, you grit your teeth if you're on the Windsor sideline. 15-yard penalty, and all of a sudden, not only is that negated, but you start from back in your own territory. Cost you 25 yards on that play.
11:36 remaining in this fourth quarter. Windsor on top by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. So the penalty pushes the ball back to the 39 of Windsor. 1st and 21. Fleeting throws into the right flat again. This time it is complete. Moving down along the far sideline and pushed out of bounds. I think that was Dillon, but we'll double check. The receiver might have been Berry.
Yep, yeah, it was Jalen Berry, which is good to see because you remember the last time we saw him on the field, he was limping up to the near sideline and looked really good with that catch and being forced out in front of the Farmington bench.
2nd and 19, rolling left is Fleeting. Looking now, he spins, goes to his right, still looking to throw. He does. He throws over the middle, and the pass is dropped. He had Raheem Moore. I am not sure, but I believe Kenny Jones might have got a hand in just as Moore was trying to catch that football, John, and it might have deflected because it hit him right off the helmet.
Yeah, Jones was about a yard in front of the receiver, and you're absolutely right. I mean, that tipped ball came off the fingertips, and that's a large part of the reason why that one wasn't caught.
So now 3rd and long. Again, the pass is dropped. Raheem Moore started to zig before he was zagging, and he dropped the football. So the defensive stop for Farmington will get them the football back, barring any miscue on this punt. And we've got over 11 minutes to go.
Yeah, just a 2-score game.
Not really sure what the panic was for Windsor there on that possession. You're up 2 touchdowns. Oh, a bad snap over the head of the punter, Fleeting, and the punt is blocked, and Farmington cover it on the 22, 23-yard line, and they'll have great field position.
Joe Fillion was right in front of Guadalupe, and Guadalupe was on that bronze spot on the field where we've seen some guys slip a little bit, where the dirt has shown through, and kind of a right place, right time scenario for Fillion. He was right in front of it. He's a big fella, defensive lineman. He just had to stick his hands out and had that ball hit him in the breadbasket, and Farmington recovers.
And that snap went right over the head of Fleeting, and he just couldn't get the punt off. So now Kenny Jones is back out on the field. Has 11 minutes on the clock. His team down 2 touchdowns. Man in motion left. Rolling left is Jones, looking to throw. Still looking, still has the football, and he is finally rushed out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
And I think if I'm Jones, as I'm walking back to the huddle, I'm thinking I probably should get off the field a little bit quicker next time. He kind of took that last step to get out thinking it was safe, and that's when the late hits came and was knocked down to his feet, getting back up.
It'll be 2nd down for the Indians from the 20, it's like the 22-yard line. Jones takes the snap, hands to Guadalupe, going right up the middle, got big yardage, gets down inside the 10, stopped at the 9, but that rush is good enough for a 1st down for Farmington. It'll be 1st and goal coming up with 10:47 remaining in this 4th quarter.
Finally, the sea parted up the middle for Guadalupe.
He doesn't need much, though.
Able to get that positive yardage on that easy run north-south on first down.
1st and goal from the 9. The handoff is to Guadalupe, still on his feet. Gets down inside the 7, maybe down to the 6-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. It looks like the 6. It'll be 2nd and goal.
It'll be a 2nd and goal for Farmington.
That Farmington offensive line, all seniors, block it at the right time. Just under 10 minutes to go, and Farmington Farmington trying to get it within one score.
They're going to throw into the end zone. The pass is deflected and incomplete.
Pass is deflected.
I think that was Elijah Johnson, number 6, the intended receiver. We'll double check.
Jones' pass is intended for
Sometimes you get greedy. I'm not exactly sure why. You would change the prescription here, John. Why throw the football there with the way Guadalupe has been running? That was dangerous.
Sherrod P. was in the end zone. The defensive back had his arms outstretched. The ball basically went between his arms.
3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. Jones looking back to the sideline. They change the play. Guadalupe set to his right. He's going to throw again. Now rolling right. Turns the corner. Can he get it off? He does. He throws it away. It's intercepted at the 3-yard line. And now they lateral, and the ball's still live. Coming down the sideline. This is Dillon. He still has it. He's going to go the length of the field for a touchdown. Why would you throw the football, John? There's no logic to that play.
He threw back across his body over the middle. And they had plenty of guys around the football. A little bit of a right place, right time for Dillon, who received the lateral about a half yard behind the interception. And he had a swarm of guys, about 5 guys around him, Glenn, that were able to block him to get towards the end zone. I mean, what a reversal of fortunes from on the doorstep.
Wow, what a turn of events. Raheem Moore got the interception, had the wherewithal, John, to lateral to his teammate, Devontae Dillon. In total, it's a 98-yard interception return. The point after fails, but with 9:27 remaining, Windsor now leading it 34-14.
And what we had talked about on the last drive with Guadalupe, how the offensive line was starting to click and blocking for him to get those easy runs. Yeah, I mean, you said it, Glenn, right on the doorstep. 2 yards out, you're rolling out to the right, you throw back across the grade, across your body, and it just so happened he didn't have anyone open over the middle that was wearing a Farmington jersey. Not at Windsor defenders.
Yeah, I'm sorry, John. I just don't understand the play calling there, why you would be throwing the football. You had plenty of time in the game. You've got Guadalupe, who is actually really running really well in the second half. You needed just 6 yards. You're telling me you can't come up with 6 yards on 2 plays? I mean, I'm sure you could. They decided to throw the first time they threw, John. I commented to you, boy, that was dangerous where that pass was incomplete, and that second one, just not a good pass.
Yeah, we've saw that play work before, where you've rolled out to the right, throw back across the body, but low percentage play. If it works once, it may not work again. And unfortunately for Farmington, it worked against them. And the exact worst time of the game to have that happen on the doorstep of getting within one score. Now it's back up to a 20-point lead with 9:27 to go.
John, just a correction. Terrell Huff made the initial interception of that pass by Jones, and he had the wherewithal to lateral to his teammate, Devontae Dillon. In total, 98-yard interception return for a touchdown for the Windsor Warriors. 9:27 remaining. It's now a 20-point game, 34-14. What an amazing turn of events. There's the kickoff. And it's taken by Jones. Gets up across the 40 to about the 43-yard line. So Farmington back on offense, but wow.
Tough to put behind you, obviously, the fact that it happened literally just minutes ago. But, with 9:20 to go, down 20, if you're Farmington, you've got to kickstart that hurry-up offense to get that score.
Well, they have a huge hill to climb now because the clock will become an enemy in about a minute or so. 9:20 remaining in this fourth quarter. They need to get in the end zone 3 times. There's a handoff to Guadalupe. There he goes. He breaks into the secondary, still on his feet, and he's finally brought down inside the 35-yard line of Windsor. Just what I'm talking about, looking how well he's running here, John. Going back to that last series, why are you throwing from the 6-yard line?
Yeah, 20-yard run on first down, and he's got some speed, too. 20 yards in about 10 seconds, so certainly a good equation for this Farmington team. But again, time ticking off the clock, now under 9 minutes to go as they go up to the line of scrimmage.
Guadalupe has carried the ball over 20 times tonight. Again, he gets the call. Again, he loses the football, but luckily it was deflected back to his teammate Brandon Marquis, the right guard. He fell back on top of it, back at the original line of scrimmage. So that is a huge break for Guadalupe and the Indians.
Yeah, the defensive line for Windsor, so adept at popping the ball out. You saw the hands of flying, trying to swipe at that football. And, yeah, right place, right time scenario, kind of Johnny on the spot, the man who fell on it.
Jones is going to throw under heavy rush. He's in trouble trying to get away from the rushers. He does. He turns the corner. He makes positive yardage, gets down inside the 30-yard line, close to the first down marker. Boy, he went a long way to pick up 10 yards. They'll see where they mark it. They say he's short of the first down by about a yard, less than a yard. Third down coming up.
Yeah, about 20 yards of work, so to speak, to get those 10 yards, 5 behind, and then the 5 to get back to the original line before he broke the tackles.
So on third down, Guadalupe gets the ball, and he's got the first down. Gets down inside the 20, down to the, looks like the 18. Or check that, the 25, down to the 23-yard line.
First and 10 for Farmington around the 23-yard line of Windsor.
Clock moving, 7:30 remaining in this fourth quarter.
Nearing the 7-minute mark left in the game here.
Bad snap, and Jones is going to have to fall on top of it. And they'll lose good yardage back to the 33, 34, looks like 34-yard line. Just got a final, or is it a final? Still in the fourth quarter. Hand leading their game 24-7.
How about that last play? Kind of a timing play. Man in motion was Carpenter. It almost looked like Carpenter was going to be the man designed to receive the snap.
Second down and 18. Jones throwing, and the pass is intercepted. It was initially tipped and intercepted by Terrell Huff. His second interception of the night. And that should put a bow on this one here, John. With 6:35 remaining, Windsor will get the football back, and they lead it by 20.
Yeah, and the fundamentals just broke down for Jones. He threw off his back foot instead of setting both feet and unleashing one over the middle, and kind of put a little bit too much loft on that one, and it was right into the hands of Huff, who was able to make the easy interception.
So on first down, Windsor will keep the football on the ground here. Handoff went right up the middle to Jalen Berry. Picked up good yardage on first down.
Good for about 6 yards, about a second down and 4.
And you look at the scenario, no rush whatsoever to get back up to the line of scrimmage for Windsor.
And the handoff is Huff again, trying to go over left end. He's got the first down up to about the 35-yard line. That'll move the chains. Clock at 5:51. They stop the clock to move the chains, and we'll wind it up once everybody's set.
And a little bit of a relaxed coolness for the Warriors sideline. Now the officials take the time out.
Here we got an injured player on our side of the field here on the near side. On the Windsor side, we're blocked by the players. Looks like number 75 for the Warriors. That's Austin Harris, a backup offensive guard. So on first down, the handoff is to Dillon. Gets across the line of scrimmage, picks up a couple on first down. Clock moving down to 5 minutes, 20 seconds remaining.
And simple fundamental football, 3-4 yards. Try and get that first down, continue to get the clock running. And certainly a deficit all but insurmountable for Farmington. With each second that ticks away of this clock, now under 5 minutes to go.
Again, Dillon on the handoff. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and he's dropped right there. May have picked up a half yard. They'll bring up third and about 6. They've got to get up to the 45-yard line. Ball's on the 39-yard line. Man in motion. The pitch goes to that man in motion. That's Huff. Spins away from one tackler, breaks another tackler, still on his feet, and he finally able to move forward. Actually gained a couple of yards, John. That was a nice run by Huff, Terrell Huff. It'll be fourth down, and Windsor will punt the football here as we move inside 4 minutes remaining. 34-14, Windsor on top. That's something absolutely unbelievable that I've never seen before in my life happens, John. Windsor will move to 6-0 on the season. There's the punt. And it will come to rest at around the 27-yard line. So Farmington will be back out on offense with 3:41 remaining. But they gave it a great effort. That interception was obviously the key turn of events. But I think if you go back to the first half, John, and you and I will talk more about this in the postgame, but I think if you go back to the first half with the way Farmington played in that first half, they just put themselves in such a deep hole, and they had to keep battling back to get closer and could not afford any mistakes to get closer. And, of course, the interception was the key mistake.
No question, the 22-0 deficit at halftime, emblematic of a first half where really first and second down did not work for them. We saw so often on first and second down the runs by Guadalupe up the middle, off tackle, netted really just a handful of yards.
Jones on first down is going to throw. He throws over the middle. The pass is dropped. Initially it was caught by number 21, Tyler Chai, but a penalty flag is thrown, I think, because of an illegal hit on a defenseless receiver by a defensive back.
It was Terrell Huff.
Yeah.
Yep, the Huff, the one that made the interception on the last drive that killed it. The drive for Farmington.
So it's a 15-yard penalty. And I believe they'll mark it off from the spot of the foul.
That's close to midfield near the spot of the foul.
No, they're going to mark it off from the line of scrimmage.
Personal foul against the Warriors that cost them 15 yards.
So Huff certainly feeling good about himself. I mean, that was a man's hit right there where he dropped the shoulder and led with the helmet. Big part of the reason why he continues to be the deep man for Windsor.
Jones again looking to throw. Throws down the left sideline. He's got a man. The pass is caught by Anthony Carter. What great hands that junior has, Anthony Carpenter. Carpenter is really Jones's favorite receiver. Leads the team in catches and yards, reception yards, I should say. And another nice catch right there for a first down.
There's no question about it. I mean, even when you go back to that second quarter, that first deep throw, it was Carpenter who caught it, got him deep into Windsor territory.
Jones again throwing, this time to the right, and the pass in and out of the hands of Harry Pacheco, the junior wide receiver. He's dropped a couple of passes here tonight. Clock stops, 3:18 remaining.
Yeah, you look at where Farmington is. I mean, amazing to think this is a team that put up 42 points against Bristol Eastern last week.
As they set up the screen for Guadalupe, Jones had to rush the pass. He was under a heavy rush, and he could not connect with his junior halfback, Guadalupe. Pass is incomplete.
And we knew this is a team in Farmington that had more rushing touchdowns than passing at the start of the game, 21-18.
Rolling right is Jones, looking to throw. He does. The pass is dropped. It was behind his intended receiver, Carpenter.
Well, again, we're 3:05 away from the official PlayOnSports.com post-game show. We'll select our player of the game, wrap up all of the action from this one that's coming up following the game right here on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
It'll bring up 4th and 10 coming up for Farmington. 3 minutes, 5 seconds remaining.
It'll be 4th and 10 for Farmington after the incomplete pass to Guadalupe.
There's the snap, pitch right to Guadalupe. He's going to throw. He's looking. And he throws back the other side of the field to his quarterback, and the pass is incomplete. And Guadalupe is down. As he threw that football, he got hit hard. Number 56, Kayvon Bennett, a sophomore defensive tackle, really rattled Ivan Guadalupe. It looks to be okay, John. But on downs, Windsor will have the football back, and they will pretty much run it out with 2:56 remaining.
And I know you've done a lot of games this year on the high school level here for football. I've seen a lot of high school football. Seems Windsor, at least from the games I've seen, been one of the most physical teams here in the state. I mean, these kids aren't afraid to play to the end and through the whistle.
Right. On first down, handoff, and the ball goes right up the middle. I think that was Ramsey. We'll double check. Nope, number 9.
Welcome on the carry for the Warriors. Oh, spotted at the 45.
That was Everett Welcome Germain. Or Everett Welcome, I should say.
Need for just the first down.
Yep.
Probably 2. Get that time to expire.
Once again, Jermaine.
Again, Jermaine Everett Welcome, a sophomore, picks up a couple of more yards. It'll be 3rd and 1, and now timeout is called by Farmington. So with 2 minutes, 10 seconds remaining, a timeout has been called by Farmington. Well, again, as I said, John, once Farmington looks at the first half film, sees where they made their mistakes, that is one of the differences in this game. They were just so deep in a hole in this second half, and I saw that they were coming out of it. You and I both saw it, but if it wasn't for that ill-advised, in my mind, play calling and throwing the football twice from the 6-yard line, again, I look like I know what I'm talking about because of the interception, but I just didn't understand the play calling with the way Ivan Guadalupe has been running the ball all night long.
Well, I think what you have to do for Farmington is revisit what you do when the offense isn't working. And this is kind of the game where you find out a lot about your team, right? I mean, you outscored your opponents by over 100 points through the first 6 weeks of the season. You haven't had to play from behind much. And again, I think when Farmington looks at the film, they could revisit what they need to do to call the plays a little bit better.
This is Terrell Huff on the handoff. He's got the first down.
Huff on the handoff. Good for a first down for the Warriors.
Clock stops to move the chains. 2:02 remaining. Now they'll wind it. We're inside 2 minutes.
Think about the mindset of the Farmington kids. They forgot what it was like to play from behind. have won by 119 points through the first 6 weeks of the season coming in, and all of a sudden you're down 22 at the half. You talk about a shocker.
There's the pitch right to Dillon, trying to turn the corner. He's able to break a couple of tacklers, still on his feet, going down the far sideline. He's got first down yardage. They say he was in bounds. They'll move the clock. He's down to the 25-yard line. Clock stops, minute 29 just to move the chains. But they'll wind up the clock.
When you look at it from the Windsor point of view, Glenn, number 2 in Class L coming in. I mean, certainly made a huge case for number 1 with this commanding win here tonight.
There's a pitch left. Going over left end is Terrell Huff. Gets down inside the 20 to about the 17.
I mean, this is not the last we're going to see of Windsor and how well they played. I mean, this is certainly a team built to play through November and into December.
You bet. Down to 40 seconds remaining. And they will take a knee here as we approach 25 seconds, and this should be our last play, and it is. So the Windsor High Warriors, impressive effort, very physical affair here tonight against the Farmington Indians, will win this game by a score of 34-14 and move their record to 6-0 on the season, while Farmington will drop their first game of the year, their record now at 6-1. We'll take a quick break, come back, and we'll have our PlayOnSports.com postgame. We'll name our player of the game and wrap it up. Stay tuned. And welcome to the PlayOnSports.com postgame show. Glenn Conticello, John Versteeg. We are at Jack O'Brien Stadium at Windsor High School in Windsor, Connecticut. This is Friday night football here on PlayOnSports.com, and what a game we had for you here tonight. A couple of undefeated teams out of the Class L here in the state of Connecticut in the CCC West Division. Well, we said in the open, John, something's got to give. Both teams coming in undefeated, and boy, did it give here tonight. And you got to give credit to the Windsor Warriors. As you just said to me during the break, Windsor, very physical team.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, they played very physically, almost to the point of being borderline a little bit dirty. A lot of their hits came in late after the whistle, got called for a few late hits, some drops to the shoulder. I mean, they blew a couple guys up, including Guadalupe, on that halfback pass. So, yeah, they play physically on both sides of the football. And how about what they've been able to do offensively? You know, I mean, this had the makings of a defense optional game, yet it was so one-sided with Windsor, 34-14. A large part of the reason our player of the game and Quinn Fleeting and what he has been able to do with commanding this offense.
Yeah, Quinn Fleeting came in having thrown over 1,000 passing yards on the season. Very, very impressive with a touchdown pass as well. Just like the way he quarterbacked this offense. Very heady, very calm. Threw a very nice ball here tonight and able to lead his team to their 6th consecutive victory here in 2012.
Yeah, dandy of a ball game, and certainly Farmington found out what it needs to work on. You get down and able to revisit the play calling, see what works a little bit differently. and see what they need to do to get back on the winning track next week.
All right, that's all the time I have for you here tonight on PlayOnSports.com. For my broadcast partner, John Versteeg, my name is Glenn Contosello. Again, the final score here from Windsor, Connecticut, Windsor High School. It was the Windsor Warriors 34 and the Farmington High Indians 14. Good night, everybody.